Let's react to some NBA drama, man. NBA drama. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things been going on around the NBA, especially the Kyrie Irving situation. As you all know, bro. I'm not even going to go too deep into that, bro. But we got a video. This is becoming the strangest free agency in NBA history. It's honestly not, because if you guys look at the standings right now, the teams you would thought was going to be good are kind of ass. And the teams you thought were going to be ass is kind of good. So it's kind of flip-flop. But we all know one thing. We all know one thing, though. Kyrie Irving is a Laker. He's a Laker. Oh, shit, I even play it. I tried to do that shit. I tried to be all cool like this. The video wasn't even playing. That shit
what
failed.
Did the Clippers do so right that convinced Kawhi Leonard to sign with them?
Well, they traded for Paul George tonight, and they are sending to Oklahoma City.
Man, this trade went down like 4 o'clock in the morning. If you guys remembered, this trade did go down late as hell or early as hell. This was one of those trades, bro. Man, everybody thought the league was over. I was so happy AD became a Laker, but then the Clippers had to go get Kawhi and Paul George, and I'm like, God damn, bro. Fuck. I'm not even happy no more.
Essentially a record collection of draft picks, 4 first-round picks, 4 unprotected future first-round picks, a protected future first-round pick, 2 pick swaps, and outstanding rookie point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari for Paul George.
The 2019 NBA offseason was hyped to be one of the craziest we've ever seen. And how it actually panned out, going on 4 years later, is a great representation of that. These are some of the free agents we had entering that wild summer. Still one of the craziest I've ever seen. Not even to mention the draft, where we got Zion, Ja, Darius.
Wait, what was that?
Not even to mention.
What about him? What about Kemba?
Wild summer. Still
yeah,
one of the craziest I've ever seen. Not even to mention the draft, where we got Zion.
Man, remember Kemba was nice, man. Oh, man.
Ja, Darius, 3 players that are all instrumental pieces to the new parity we have in the NBA today. We call LeBron the GM, which to me is always so fitting. And even his All-Star game teams represent that, ironically enough. Literally his whole 2018 starting lineup in the All-Star game found different teams that following offseason, and 3 teams started.
I remember this too. Oh, man.
Represent that, ironically enough.
One of the best All-Star games.
Little
man, look at this. Oh, man, bringing back memories, bro. Oh. Come on, bro. This was 2018. Bro, it's going crazy. Oh, man.
Literally his whole 2018.
But now he's played with a lot of these people in here. He's played with AD. There's one. He's played with Boogie. He was on this. They was on the same team at one point. He played with Kyrie. He played with Russ. He played with Kevin Love. That's it.
Team starting lineup in the All-Star game found different teams that following offseason, and 3 of his reserves. That's insane. Now looking back at this crazy time in the NBA world, which wasn't that long ago, though it feels like it. It's wild how good this free agency turned for a select few of teams, but most importantly, how disastrous it turned for the majority of them.
The nigga Benjamin.
Today's video is sponsored by Manscaped.
Manscaped. Y'all boys shave y'all balls, man.
The harder I think about it, the worse it gets. I don't understand it. In the end, it was about Kyrie and friendship, as you say.
Yeah.
But Kevin's still too young to opt for just friendship. Kevin Durant just made a huge mistake to me.
Bro, Skip be bullshitting, but sometimes he be right, bro. It wouldn't be pissing me off, bro. I remember when I was still just watching basketball, still a casual for real. I would tune in to Undisputed every single morning after a crazy game just to hear what this nigga got to say about LeBron. Because I knew he was gonna come with some hating shit. I just had to tune in, and not knowing that it was a gimmick to make people come back. out. Yo, they was sucking me right in. Pause. But for real though, they, like literally when those shows, it's like one person has one argument, the other person tries to prove the other person wrong, or vice versa. It's never they both had to agree. That's how they keep the conversations going. You have to disagree on that show. So it's like he's gonna hate no matter what, because that's literally his job. His job is to hate.
Kevin Durant, following that devastating Achilles tear where he really didn't even get a chance to defend that back-to-back NBA championship, he decided to join Kyrie in Brooklyn. A move that wasn't really that shocking based on how that last season in Golden State went. I made a whole video about them. I literally remember KD and Kyrie making that decision before free agency officially kicked off. So you knew KD was mentally gone. But now, looking at it 3 years later, it turned into one of the most ironic moves I think I've ever seen. KD left OKC because he felt like it was really just him and Russ, and the team plateaued with how they were constructed. Also, as we always say, KD just wanted to focus on hoops, and Golden State obviously afforded him that luxury, and it worked. But 3 years later, he finds himself in a situation that to me is 2 times worse than anything he experienced in OKC. Say what you want about Russ. One thing he's been on every team he's ever been on is reliable and durable. For his first 5 seasons in the league, before he met Patrick Beverley, he literally played every single.
You gotta let KD go through that, bro. He in the situation. He wanted to be in the situation. You gotta let him go through it, bro. You cannot feel bad for KD. You can't, cause remember how he made y'all feel not even 5 years ago. Not even 5 years ago. I promise you. Imagine how. Remember when y'all was so mad at him? Yeah, that man ruined the NBA for at least 3 years. Bro, I went on a rant about it on Twitter, but y'all cannot feel bad for KD. Y'all can't, bro. Y'all gotta let him go through this, bro. He deserves it. I'm not saying he deserves to lose, but he deserves to go through some struggle. Because, goddamn, he played on Golden State. He had it good for that good time, but he decided to leave. That's his fault. I don't feel bad for nobody.
Game of every single season. In Russ's span with KD, he played 92% of his games. Kyrie, for a multitude of reasons, has been the polar opposite of that. He's played less than 50%. When KD left OKC, he felt like he had too much on his plate, and with Golden State, it was going to be a lot more free with the structure they had. Okay, fair. In his OKC career, he played the second most minutes of anybody in that span, almost 38 minutes a game. In Golden State, obviously, he was able to lower that with his productivity not being so urgent for regular season games. Well, now from last season where it was a mess, and this season where it continues to be a mess, he's right back to OKC days at 37 minutes a night. Yep. If you want to know how much of a backtrack KD's move actually was, if you take out that year Russ got injured by Beverly and KD missed because he had that Jones fracture in his foot, he made the conference finals 7 straight years in the West. Since he joined Kyrie in the Eastern Conference, he hasn't been back since. I will never forget when Lisa Leslie called Jimmy Butler's move to Miami selfish.
Butler, Miami. You're a fan or not a fan?
Jimmy Butler, look, I'm just going to be honest. My opinion, a very selfish move for him to leave a team when you talk about the 76ers who possibly had an ability to go and win, especially in the Eastern Conference. He decided to take his talent down to Miami, right? But to go down to Miami where you're sort of the star, hey, lights, camera, action, I think that's what Jimmy really wanted. Kind of a loser move for me, but hey, best of luck to you, Jimmy. Ball out.
Fast forward 3 seasons later, where he's.
That's such a oh no, that's nah. You can't say that after you just call that a loser move, bro. Like the fake energy is crazy, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you, but she already said they was bullshitting in Philly. They wasn't trying to win. That's why that's why they left. That's why he left. People don't be looking at it. They just oh yeah, he just dipped. He just changed teams. Oh fuck, I don't even know why. You gotta look into it. It's your job to. So at the end of the day, she tried to sneak this bro. I would have been pissed. That's crazy. Don't try to come at me with the best of luck, ball out after you just called that a loser move. Suck my dick. Suck my
averaged his 3 highest assist totals with Miami, showing that he literally just wanted to maximize his potential with a franchise that aligns more with his personality, which he has. And since joining Miami, he's made an NBA Finals in his first year and 2 conference finals, while the team he left hasn't made either one of those. And not to mention, he beat Philly.
Yo, if he would have made this
While the team he left,
if he would have made this shot, bruh. Oh my God. If he would have made this shot, we would have been having some conversations about Jimmy fucking Butler. If he would have made this shot, bro.
hasn't made either.
That was it.
One of those.
Why he did. I don't know why he didn't just drive though.
And year and 2 conference finals, while the team.
Okay, Al Horford, he was already dropping. So he had to like pull up. He was going for the win, bro. He felt it. But he had to pull up though. He had to pull up.
He left hasn't made either one of those. And not to mention, he beat Philly in the process last year. Speaking of Philly, this was the offseason where they ruined the NBA, or in other words, paid Ben Simmons. Now, to Philly's defense, they had no reason not to pay Ben Simmons. They just lost Jimmy Butler, and he was a promising player where everybody was banking on that potential. But after he got paid, let's look at exactly what's happened ever since. Still made all-star teams and was a great defensive player, but he's progressively gotten less aggressive even after losing Jimmy Butler. The following season, missed the entire playoffs where they got swept. Not his fault. You can't blame anybody for getting injured. But then the next season, they got the first seed, blew a 3-2 lead to Atlanta, surprisingly, and he essentially got exposed. And then last year, he pouted and abused the player empowerment. It's just progressively gotten worse for Ben. And then this year, and I know he's coming off an injury, but we throw a parade because he had his season high 15 points 16 games into the year. But Ben is not the only player that offseason that kind of fell off after being paid.
I really wanted this man to come back to the Lakers for some time. I remember, like, him, AD, and Braun would have been crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, the Lakers really be trading players too early, man. They really, imagine if we could have had any one of those guards on the Lakers, like right now, like a D'Lo. I mean, not right now because he's not even really hooping like that. But like having like Lonzo currently or like Jordan Clarkson, like any one of those guards would have been nice.
A player that I used to love, D'Angelo Russell, his may have been.
That was the last time I was pausing the video, by the way.
Worse. He had his breakout year on his contract year, like everybody does. And then he got paid, got traded twice, and has really been a disappointment ever since. The best thing he's done, in my opinion, since being traded was score 52 on his future team, Minnesota, which probably urged them to make that trade, gifting Andrew Wiggins to Golden State. And we know how that's panned out. Since being in Minnesota, his first real year, he battled injuries, only playing 42 out of the 72 games. Okay, last year in the regular season, he was decent, but he's always inconsistent. And then in the playoffs, he was awful. Last year in the playoffs against Memphis, and if y'all remember, this is when I was done with him. He only scored over 12
He said that's when I was done with him.
Point playoffs against Memphis.
Damn.
And if y'all remember, this is when I was done with him. He only scored over 12 points one time. He didn't shoot 50% in any of the games, and he had the lowest PER out of anybody that played any significant minutes. How does that happen? And then this season, yeah, he had a great game against Cleveland, but it's like he followed up last year's playoffs with like a playoffs deluxe. Everything with this man has been moments. Like he'll have a game or two where he's clutch and seal the game, and then he'll have consecutive games where he's like the worst player on his team. This is my last time saying this because I don't want to keep piling on Kemba, but the greatest thing Michael Jordan has ever done for Charlotte was not trap himself with Kemba Walker's contract. In 2019, Kemba Walker was eligible for near a supermax, and Michael Jordan wanted him to take a 15% discount on just a regular max deal. Fast forward 3 years later, the player Kemba Walker was essentially on just.
Hey, MJ knew he didn't have that dog in him. MJ knew. He's like, I don't know, buddy. Supermax is kind of crazy. He didn't have that dog in him. He didn't have that dog in him.
A regular max.
He was right.
Max deal. Fast forward 3 years later, the player Kemba Walker was essentially replaced with Terry Rozier. he's been solid. And unfortunately, injuries, it has Kemba Walker out the league.
Now you put Kawhi Leonard and Paul George out there. That could be one of the great defensive
Can I
teams
ask
of all
you a
time.
question
Let me
about
just
Paul
say real quick,
George?
yes, but that's the best defensive twosome
Okay.
since Jordan and Pippen. I'm talking about Leonard.
Paul George said he was.
The Clippers. The funny-ass Clippers. That offseason, they traded away.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, Kawhi and PG on the same team did look crazy on defense. And with Pat Bev, that whole team looked crazy on defense. But it didn't happen. Fuck the Clippers, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Like, look at this, bro. Shea's balling out his mind. Then little Gallinari, I think he's injured, right? Or, yeah, I think he's injured. He tore his ACL or something. Miami, first round pick. I don't even know who did that turn into? Did that turn into who did this turn into? Fucking Max Strus or something? LA Clippers first round pick.
5 first-round picks and 2 first-round swaps, essentially for Paul George and Kawhi. I don't know why people leave out the Kawhi because obviously it was for them both.
Nigga, if the Clippers don't win a ring, they're fucked. If the Clippers don't win a ring, bro, they are fucked for the upcoming years. I don't even know why people are on the Lakers' dick when this trade is crazy. This trade is crazy. This is a crazy trade. And if they don't win a ring, bro, it's going to look bad for them in the future. Like, y'all don't even understand, bro. They might be, ooh.
And so far for the Clippers, I don't care what any Clippers fans say about them making their first Western Conference Finals appearance without Kawhi even playing. What does that even?
Yo, I'm this close to calling Kawhi cooked. I ain't gonna lie. I'm this close, bro. Those injuries, bro. Those injuries, bro. I'm this close for calling this nigga cooked, bro. Can they win a chip with this nigga being the number one option? He might not be cooked, but like number one option on a championship team cooked, he might be cooked in that way. And if he is, that's tough because you're not going to get that from PG. It's not going to happen. Yo.
It's been a massive disappointment. Out of the 242 games that they could have played, they've only played 83 games together. That's almost a third of the games. In the 3 seasons prior to them getting Kawhi and Paul George, they made 2 out of 3 playoffs and won 57% of their games. Well, since getting Jordan and Pippen 2.0, they've won 61% of their games and made 2 out of 3 playoffs. Nobody was thinking about the playoffs when they made this move. It was championship or bust, and they haven't come close. Okay, we understand they gave away 5 first-round picks and 2 swaps.
I mean, they made it to the conference finals for the first time in history. That close?
It was a haul. Okay, yeah, we understand that. Cool. Take the picks out of it. If you just look at the 2 players they traded, Shea and Danilo Gallinari, those 2, they've scored more total points combined than Paul George and Kawhi in that same span since being traded. And they've both battled injuries just like Kawhi and PG. My respect for Kawhi won't even allow me to say this trade is like all-time bad because I still believe in the Clippers if he plays. But that's always the caveat with this man.
Damn.
If he plays. That offseason, the Lakers kicked off like the new duo trend by getting Anthony Davis. And even though they're struggling right now and the Pelicans can possibly get Wembanyama simply
Chill. We're not talking about that.
off this one trade alone, I'll never be able to say anything truly bad about this one trade. Rob Pelinka.
Damn, that nigga's edge is crazy.
I'll never be able to say anything truly bad about this one trade.
Oh my God. Yo, that nigga's shit is lifting. Yo. Oh my God. Yo, you can see where like it's supposed to be. Like look where it's supposed to be. And then you can see it's just lifting up. What the fuck is up with that? Yo. Holy fuck. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't even realize it was that bad. Yo, don't ever wear a headband anymore, bro. Yo, every time that nigga wears a headband, he does not hoop, bro. He does not need to wear no fucking headband.
Rob Pelinka and LeBron, they messed this up after getting Anthony Davis. But
because the headband definitely did that shit. Oh man, yeah, if I ever get like that, I'm just cutting it off.
in their first 2 seasons together, LeBron and AD won 75% of their games while they played, and they won an NBA championship. It sucks that we couldn't see that duo's full potential, but the trade itself wasn't dumb. The greedy shit they did afterwards was the dumb part. And lastly, Klay Thompson. They paid this man a gigantic salary, even after he tore his ACL in the finals. Clearly, this contract was like back pay for everything Klay gave this franchise prior to that injury, and that was very respectable to me. Before Klay tore his ACL, he played the second most games since entering the league, and if you add the playoffs, he played the most. But unfortunately, since he got paid at the playoffs, he played the most. But unfortunately, since
Danny Green paid for the Bulls,
he got paid, the contract does look a little rough now. The first 2 years, we get it. He tore his ACL, devastating, then came back and tore his Achilles, even more devastating. Basically, he got paid to rehab for those first 2 years, which again, I respect. But then last year, he came back on the $37 million cap hit, and he did help them win a championship. Had his bad moments, but he did help. But now, I feel like they're starting to pay for it, because in 2022, they're paying Klay Thompson $40 million, and then next year, another $43 million. Imagine if Klay made around half that, like Andrew Wiggins, who's actually better than him. I feel like 1, they could keep that big 3 together if they so pleased, and 2, they could fill out that roster a little better instead of paying Steph and Klay almost $100 million when only one of them is really worth it. Again, respect it, and Klay definitely earned it in his prime, but they're definitely feeling it now. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys follow my social media sites, turn on post notifications, do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always,
yeah, man.
Stay tuned.
That man always be with that. So anyway, yeah. What I said about the Clippers still stands. Kyrie's about to be a Laker soon, so none of this matters anyway. And yeah, man. I'm out. Peace.